welcome. Today, I'm actually going to be teaching you not necessarily everything about games. I'm going to teach you one specific game, a game that will help you get paid faster. So at the end of today, you will have a game that will help you get paid faster from your clients. Now, before we start, and before I give you this amazing game that will save you all kinds of stress, I've noticed that it's been kind of, as far as conferences go, lack of engagement with audiences. Yes, lights up, please. Perfect. So we're going to do a little thing. Let me see. You guys got to help me out because today is my sister's birthday, and I don't really have a gift. So I'm going to see if everyone here can stand up and say happy birthday, Ariel, and I will record it with my video. If you guys do a good enough job, then I will continue and teach you how to make a game to basically get paid faster. All right, are you ready? Yeah, so everybody stand up. And on three, we're going to say, happy birthday, Ariel. Yeah, like the mermaid. Yeah? Are you ready? 1, 2. Oh, wait, I'm doing pictures. I need to do video. All right, here we go. Yeah, the picture isn't going to work that well. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Ariel. Bon! Merci beaucoup. Fantastic. All right. So my name is Gabriel McIntyre, although everybody calls me Gabe Mac. I'm a teacher, award-winning creative, game designer, and I'm a Dudist priest. Now, Dudist priest, you must think, what is that? Well, that means I follow the way of the dude from The Big Lebowski. Yes? If you don't believe me, this is my official ordained minister card right here. I've done weddings in my bathrobes. Yes, drinking White Russians. And we're going to play a little game in between. We're going to play Spot the Dude. Okay, so when you see the dude in one of the pictures up on the slides, if you are the first one to jump up and yell, dude, yeah, then you will get a coin that will then come back to me, and I will give you 100% off my just about to launch online game design course. This is based on the workshop that I've been doing for many years. So keep your eye out for the dude, and you can win the course for free. Yeah? Now let's go back a little bit, and I'm going to tell you a story. A few years ago, I was the head of innovation at Amsterdam, which is one of the #1 award-winning agencies in Amsterdam. But then at one point, my doctor says, listen, if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to have a burnout. So I went to my boss and I said, hey, what can we do? And he said, well, not really much. We're only about 8 people, but, we got to beat the biggest BBDOs and publicists and all that kind of stuff. So nothing's going to change. So I did what anybody would do. Right here. Let's see, one of the ladies should come to you, this man right here, and give him a coin. Yeah, that's very good. So, I did what any normal person would do. I decided to go to Burning Man. And Burning Man is kind of a weird festival. But there I really connected back with my dudism. I really realized that, fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling and change the world, right? Or let me go and basically teach people how to change the world using games. So when I went back, I quit my job the next Monday. I tried to figure out what it meant to be unemployed in French, so Google Translate said entrepreneur. Fine, that's good for me, so I'm an entrepreneur, all right? So I decided, as an entrepreneur, what could I do? Well, I've been teaching game design for many years, so I went and I decided to go and teach my award-winning method of making marketing and games to NGOs, companies, governments, and schools. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years, is going to these different large companies or small companies, etc., and teaching them all in a workshop, the Game Beyond method, right? Now, one thing, this is what most people can answer here. The larger the company, the what it takes to get paid? The longer, exactly. Absolutely. Where's the money, Lebowski? So, I didn't see it up there yet. So I went back to when I used to be entrepreneur before I was working at the agency. And this was kind of my payment history. And here you can see, oh, the colors aren't really showing up right. Okay, well, anyways, this is basically over 40 days. Yeah, basically over 54% took longer than 40 days to pay. I'm sure many of you have discovered this as well. And only really about 11% were paying, in 0 to 15 days. Now, this is something that everybody is having issues with. Not just me, and not just an entrepreneur. It's across the world. In fact, in Europe, it turns out if we can impact the exit rate and change that to a 1% reduction, in Portugal, that means 9,373 companies will be saved per year. In Spain, that's over 30,000 companies. Companies, not just entrepreneurs, companies that would be saved. In Italy, that's over 40,000 companies that could be saved by just changing it 1%. Could we move that 1%, getting paid faster? So that's what I want to do, because not only did I think, hey, this is a great way to change the world, but I just didn't want that stress. Oh, right here, let me see, where did you jump? Ah, right there, c'est là. So, I didn't want that freelancer stress because I couldn't deal with the stress. I had a burnout. I had to sit on my couch and play video games until I got recuperated. And many of you may know the problems that you have as freelancer, navigating the client's invoice infrastructure maze, you have to find out like 20 different names, fill out 30 different forms, get approved by the Dalai Lama himself to get paid, it seems. It's a pain in the butt. In fact, the EU made regulation that many of you may know, Directive 2011 7-7-EU, which basically says, okay, late fees, you can basically charge 40 euros and up to 8% compounded per annum, but I never, ever, ever received a late payment from any of those big motherfuckers, right? So forget that. That doesn't work. So how could I get these people to pay faster? Could I turn it into a game? Now, basically, a game is a voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles. Now, I have to voluntarily get these accountants to make sure that they put my invoice at the top. And that's something they're taught to do never, right? They don't want to put my invoice at the top. Why would they do that, right? That's an unnecessary obstacle. So I have to try and get them to voluntarily attempt to do that. Basically, what I use is something called a race mechanic. Very simple, pay before the deadline. Yeah, it's a race. I have to get there before the deadline, and if I do it, it's good. But then I need some kind of reward if they win the race. So I decided, that late payment fee, I can forget about that. So why don't I take a portion of that, about 0.3% of my invoice, and I will use that as the incentive. Now, I'm not talking about an incentive of, a discount of 0.3% because that's, the accountant's going to go, what the hell, no way, right? However, I made an observation. It turns out, right here, oh, sorry, he was first. So, where's the woman? Yeah, c'est là, right there? Yes, in the middle? Yeah, don't try and steal it, I'm watching, all right? So, it turns out the majority of the invoices I was sending to were going to women. So I thought, okay, how can I hack into this biological, something women have, maternity and mothers and so forth. So I decided instead of giving a reward that is basically a goods reward, I had to change it to make what we call a God reward. Now, God means that as a reward payment, you feel that you've changed something. You're empowered by your own destiny, right? You are the God that creates and the God that destroys. And this is a very powerful pull in game design. So I decided to make what I called the invoice challenge. The invoice challenge game is very simple, and I put the rules on my invoice. if you pay 100% of the invoice before the due date, we will send an orphan child to Africa, orphan child in Africa to school in your name through our partnership with SaveTheChildren.org. Yeah, pretty simple. A quick payment could change an orphan's life forever. However, you don't pay before the due date, we don't do that, right? Because you lost the race. And it's not really very hard to do this. In fact, here's an example. I just have basically this with the rules and, the SaveTheChildren.org and a little picture of a girl, that's happy because, that works, right? So just putting this on the invoice and putting that in communication, that's pretty much all I did. So, what did that do? So, we already saw, we saw what happened before. Now, after, have a look at this. This is 0 to 15 days. This is 16 to 30 days. And the last 15% is like the 31 to 40 days. Only about 8% are paying too late. I mean, that's a change. I mean, it's like 75% almost that are paying on time. Definitely more than 1%, right? And here's the great thing. You guys want to make a quick picture? Yeah? Get all of my, make sure that you don't let the IRS know about this. So basically, there's another nice thing. It's also increased upsale because a couple of weeks later, I send a thank you note through the NGO to the client, and they get it, and they go, oh, thank you. We just received your postcard that we Save the Children. That's fantastic. Oh, by the way, we have another project coming up. We'd love for you to come and work with us. Far out, man. Yeah. Now I've got not only this thing working for me that I get paid on time, now it's also making sure that I'm getting clients to call back all the time. And it's the perfect touch point. It's much better than calling up and saying, hey, you got any work? It's like, no, here, thank you. It's a gift. Yeah? So it's basically, I win, because I get paid on time. The client wins because they feel that they've, made a difference. And of course, the kids win because they get to go to school. Right? Win, win, win. Epic wins all around. Even more interestingly, these companies, rather than me having to go through that whole maze and everything of trying to figure out what I need to do to get paid, now they are coming to me and telling me what I have to do. In fact, I've had large companies, let's say the competitors of this Apple, I won't mention any names, come to me and say, listen, Gabe, don't invoice us, invoice the subsidiary because then you're going to get paid faster. I never would have known that. How the heck would a simple unemployed entrepreneur know all these different things in this system? No. The game is what did it. So, this guy did get it this time. Very good. Congratulations. So here's the question. I mean, if one man can get paid faster and I can save about 20 kids a year, just imagine if 100 of you did that this year. What kind of change could you do? And you don't have to save a kid. You could plant a tree or, donate heart transplants, whatever, is good with your company in that sense. But 0.3% doesn't sound like much, but it can completely change the world. And more importantly, maybe your company won't go bust and you can actually pay your other employees on time because you'll be getting paid on time. But even more importantly than that, is the way of the dude, right? And that is, a lazy guy. It doesn't quite count. But I'll tell you what, last check, here we go. I'm going to get right here. Yes, I saw the hand up, dude, right there. So that's basically pretty much the invoice challenge game. And I implore you to go and do it yourself. It's easy to implement. It's only costs 0.3% if they pay on time. And for the rest of you who didn't spot all the dudes, you can go to, hopefully if it's working, you can go to this URL, bit.ly/USI Paris Games, and you can get 50% off my new online course with the code USI Paris 50. Now this won't work forever, so make sure you get in there quickly. And that's my final gift to you. And now I'll open up for questions. Thank you very much.